Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot C. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come through, messages come out with the cards. So the first card we have is the Two of Wands. I've got some fire sign energy with this. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, an Aries, or even a Leo. And we have the King of Swords in the reverse. And we have the High Priestess also in the reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Eight of Wands. So the High Priestess, we also have some Cancer energy. Could be dealing with a Cancer. So this Eight of Wands shown up here at the bottom of the deck, this does feel like a pretty excitable energy. This does feel like someone getting caught up in the moment. I do feel like also having a lot of exciting energy within a connection, or even at this time and this period in time. I do feel like with this Eight of Wands showing up over here, this does also feel like communication also happening quite quickly. And I do feel like with that, it's also something that does feel like it's happening quicker than what you may expect. But with the Two of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of when it comes to a connection, when it comes to someone you're dealing with, this person is in a space where they're actually quite excited about the future. I do feel like with the Two of Wands, this feels like an energy of actually planning ahead. And I do feel like when it comes to the way in which they feel about the future, or even about your connection and the unfolding of your connection, they're quite hopeful, and I do feel like they're in an exciting space. I do feel like with the Two of Wands showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being in a space where this person has made plans, whether they've communicated them or are getting ready to be able to communicate those with you. But this feels like being able to make plans for the future and being in a space of actually having a lot of excitement surrounding the outlook of the future. I do feel like with the King of Swords showing up in the reverse though, this does feel like a little bit of a distant energy. This person may be somebody that you may be feeling, there's some distance between the two of you. I do feel like that could be something that is physically a distance, but I also feel it could even be on an emotional level between the two of you. They could feel like there is this distance for some reason. I do feel like with that Two of Wands, this does feel like an energy of making plans for traveling. So this could also be to do with that distance. But with the High Priestess showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of kind of being in a space of feeling a bit disconnected. I do feel like with the High Priestess showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of somebody who's in a space of kind of keeping a lot within. It's like they're keeping a lot to themselves. But I do feel that with that Two of Wands, this also feels like an energy of kind of taking steps towards being able to combat the distance. I do feel like with the High Priestess, this also feels like an energy of kind of being or coming across a little bit secretive. I do feel like somebody being in a space where it's like they're kind of withdrawing their energy. It's coming across as if they're being silent. But I do feel like there is a lot of communication happening at the same time. So I do feel like there's a sense of kind of avoiding the deeper topics, or avoiding being able to address the white elephants in the room, but having a lot of communication. This does feel like it could be leading to a sense of disconnect within this connection. But with this Two of Wands showing up over here, I do feel like there is still hope. And I'm going to clarify these cards. We've got the Page of Swords. And we have the Four of Swords in the reverse. And we have the Sun card. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. So the Sun card, we also have some Leo energy. Could be dealing with a Leo as well. But the Six of Wands, this does feel like an energy of being able to get someone's attention. I do feel like with that Eight of Wands, this feels like an energy of hearing from somebody. I also feel that there is also a lot of communication when it comes to someone reaching out. But with the Six of Wands, this does feel like an energy of being able to get someone's attention that you are wanting to be able to capture. But I also feel that there is a sense of this person wanting you to have their attention and them trying to get your attention as well. With the Six of Wands showing up over here, this feels like a pretty positive energy too. I do feel like there is a sense of being able to have a successful connection when it comes to being able to work through any challenges that come up within this connection. With the Six of Wands, this feels like very promising energy for where things are headed, where things are leading. I also feel that with this Eight of Wands, this feels like an opportunity that does also feel like it's moving things forward within connection. I do feel like with the Page of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of someone who's quite intrigued. I do feel like they're quite curious. This feels like a sense of this person being very interested, even perhaps more so than they let on. But this person is very much interested. I do feel like with that Two of Wands, this feels like an energy of somebody who has thought even further than the situation at hand. This feels like a person who's planning ahead. Do you feel like with the Four of Swords showing up in the reverse though, this feels like an energy of being able to get to a space where I do feel like somebody may need space, or they may be in a space where they are also working on themselves to be able to get back to an optimal level, as far as also being in a space where they can interact with you. I do feel like with the King of Swords, this feels like a little bit of a cold energy. Do you feel like that could also be as a result of being in a space of needing to kind of have that alone time? But I also feel that there could actually be some personal issues that somebody needs to tend to. But with the Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of getting back to optimal levels. So I do feel like when it comes to being in a space where there could actually be some space between the two of you, or there could be somewhat of a distance, that feels like it is, I do feel like it's not to be taken personally, because I do feel like it's not the disconnect, as far as the disconnect of this connection. Feels like it's just the need for being able to kind of take time out for oneself. But I do feel like with the Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of being able to experience kind of a sense of avoiding stagnation in this connection. So I do feel like it's necessary. And I do also feel like time apart is also something that is kind of allowing for coming back to the situation better and stronger. With the Sun card showing up over here, this does also feel like replenished energy. I do feel like with the Sun card that this is very positive energy as well. So it feels like a sense of being able to experience what feels like a renewal within a connection. It could feel like a fresh start. But I do feel like with the Sun card, this feels like happy times and happy moments being on the horizon. Do you feel like as far as this person, they are happy with you? I do also feel like they're happy with your connection. And I do feel like also with the Sun card showing up over here, this is very attractive energy. So I do also feel like they feel quite drawn to you. And I do feel like it's on a deep level within this connection. I feel like there's something about it that is actually quite healing to this person. The way in which you interact together, as well as even that empathy that can exist between two people. I do feel like with the Sun card showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being able to enter into a time of being able to experience carefreeness in this connection with someone. Feels like happy moments also being created and memories being created. But with that High Priestess showing up in the reverse, I do feel like this feels like a sense of somebody being in a space where they let out a lot of what they kept in. And I do feel like it happens, it could happen unexpectedly. It could also be that this person is kind of being in a space where they're being more open with you with the Sun card showing up over here. And I feel that with the Sun card showing up over here, they're in a good space to be able to do so with you. So this does feel like a replenishing energy for somebody. And I do feel like when it comes to this connection and being able to take action in this connection, this person's in a space where they feel ready to be able to do that with you. And I do feel like their readiness plays a big part in the evolving of your connection. Do you feel like they also are being able to get to the space when it comes to really being in a space where they're up to being able to do all the things that they may have promised you as well? Do you feel like with the King of Swords showing up in the reverse, this also feels like a sense of someone failing to meet their commitments? So it does feel like an energy of somebody who kind of may need space or may need time. But I feel that with the Four of Swords showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of this person being in a space of being ready. I do get that also with the Sun card. This feels like a person being ready. I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have finances and career. We have forgiving and learning. And we have give your relationship a chance. So with the finances and career card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of somebody also taking time to focus on their finances and career. I do feel like also being in a space where a lot of that focus is going towards finances and career is also allowing for there to be more so opportunities and also being able to get to an even better place than where they are. I do feel like with the finances and career, this could actually be something that is quite heavily on someone's mind. I do feel like with the Page of Swords showing up in this reading underneath this Two of Wands, this does feel like an energy of kind of being quite reserved with that information, especially concerning finances and career. But this person is in a space where their finances and career is something that is also quite heavily on their mind as well. So this card showing up over here, this does feel like also a sense of somebody needing the finances and the career to be in a certain place before being able to take action upon plans. But I do feel like they have plans. With the forgiving and learning card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being in a space of being able to or wanting to get somebody's forgiveness. I do feel like with that King of Swords, this feels like a little bit of a cold energy. So I do also feel like when it comes to somebody coming across cold, do you feel like there could actually be a lot of remorseful energy around the way that they treat the situation or they treat you within the situation? This feels like also an opportunity to be able to get to know somebody better and on a deeper level when it comes to getting to know how they handle different situations. And I do feel like with the forgiving and learning catching up over here, somebody may actually be seeking your forgiveness. I also feel that when it comes to being able to actually grow in understanding of each other, that is also an opportunity that's present because of being able to show up in a way that is actually quite, I do feel like there is another side to this person, but it's based on the situation. I do feel like with the forgiving and learning part showing up over here, this also feels like an energy of being able to move past any of those challenging times or misunderstandings or difficulties. And I do feel like moving past them genuinely, so having had addressed them and being able to come back to the present moment and being able to actually find balance within this connection. I do feel like with the give your relationship a chance card showing up over here, that there is someone hoping that you give them a chance, hoping that you give your connection a chance. I do feel like there is a sense of wanting to be able to make something work. With the Sun card showing up over here, this also feels like a positive sign for being able to work things out within a connection with someone. I do feel like this person is hopeful of being able to actually get the opportunity to have a chance, have you give them a chance within this connection, and have you give this partnership or this connection with them a chance. Do you feel like this person may actually go out of their way to get your attention with that Six of Swords? And I also feel like you're going to be getting a lot of communication from this person when it comes to being able to actually convey those feelings towards you. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.